behind the scenes at the club's preparations. The programme reflects the pressure felt by the club and its fans, and viewers are warned it contains strong language.
Sunderland Football Club. It's distinguished by the depth of its support and the depths of despair felt by its supporters.
It's not just a game with the supporters, it's their life, it's their way of life. And things revolve around match days. It's religion.
The club has been relegated 4 times in the last 23 years.
It's always there in the back of your mind, can they survive this time? It's the proof that they couldn't the last time.
They're up again, and 2 days before the season starts, there's already pressures to stay up.
I drop bollocks left, right and centre, but hopefully I've learned from that. And I think you have. I think I'm a better manager now.
I don't like seeing players go on, but just hasn't happened. Just
all of them score a goal.
They've all got to retire sometime.
The pressure stops and starts with me, isn't it? Because that's what I'm here for. The book stops with me, and I accept that.
Through the middle, chance for him to get another one, and he has a lovely goal by Kevin Phillips. Surround the dugout down the nose. All the cameras pointed at Peter Reid. And there goes the final whistle. Sunderland are back in the Premiership.
It's been a brilliant season. Sunderland have just won their last match against Birmingham. The First Division Championship is theirs.
Don't waste it drinking.
Fucking brilliant!
All the records have been broken. Longest unbeaten run, most goals, least goals in, clean sheets. It's just been one record after another the lads have done. So it's been a great period in the club's history.
But that didn't mean it was easy.
Pass it! Pass the ball! Angle! Yes! Jono inside! Inside! Kev! Kev! You okay? Just wondering. I was just wondering. Hey! Miss! I'm going to tell him to fucking start giving the ball away. We might keep the fucker.
At times, motivation became an issue.
Fucking let's be positive. Our football in and around their box is fucking minging. Minging. For every 1 or 2 quality ones we've had, we've fucked up a dozen times. That's not us. And I tell you why it's us, because we're not having a care. We're not having the right thing. We're not at it. We're not at it. We're not at it with the fucking slickness that's been a fucking hallmark of our fucking play this season. And at the back, I knock it to you, and then I just fucking have a cigar instead of making...
In fact, every game counted.
Let's get a bit more quality. If you do that, you're fucking pissy. I mean, they're working the bollocks off, fair credit, they're shutting you down. After 15 minutes of this half, for 20 minutes, they'll die. They'll die. And then let's get in. And when we get in that final third, let's get a bit of quality. Relax on it. Pick your people out. Because when you've done that, Quinny chest down, Kevitz a shot, great. No.
Come on, let's go, boys. Let's go.
Come on. What can you fucking say? Can't fucking have a go. Come on. First bit of fucking play we've had.
Go on, John O's on down the line.
Good job you're here, Bob. Good job you're here.
But the club has had success before, and it hasn't worked out. On 3 out of the last 4 occasions, promotion has been followed by relegation. It can't happen again. 3 years ago, the Premier Passion Series was there to show the agony and the ecstasy. The club went down just as its new stadium was going up. A year later it lost in the First Division playoffs. But last season there was another new beginning for the fans.
Being out of this world, just what I expected, really. It's been a wonderful time. I've seen some wonderful footballers and everything, and I've been with the best supporters in the world, which they are here. They're unbeatable, they're absolutely fantastic. Give them a bit of success.
The fans know what supporting Sunderland is like. A roller coaster ride. The troughs are deep and the highs are few and brief. They say you have to have a sense of humour to be a Sunderland supporter.
You're joking, they're in the yellow cards. I don't believe it. That ref's on that here one, it's gotta be.
We don't tackle.
We don't tackle.
Of course we don't. We might not agree with some of the refs and the linesmen, but we don't tackle.
No, we're nice to them. We offer to buy them glasses. And we could offer to have them arrested, you know, and taken off the pitch for being nasty.
Our disabled chairman actually did that at one match. We just want the game to run smoothly. We want fairness and justice.
And to win.
And to win.
Winning means they can avoid that dreaded word, relegation.
Sick. I don't think a family death could hurt more. I really don't.
Be even more sadder because they've got even better players in this time. I think they should stay out this time.
Relegation has been the club's nemesis. It's followed promotion as sure as night follows day. Promotion this time has been hard fought, and Sunderland doesn't intend to slip up again.
Well, football clubs never stand still. If you stand still, you fall behind. And we need to improve all the time, and there is going to be changes. I mean, from when I first got to the club, 4 years down the road, the changes have been massive. You know, and that's that's part and parcel of it. And I'm going to lose some of the players. I mean, and they're going to go elsewhere. But you know, they've done great for me. It's been a great time for all of us. But that's just the fact of football life, though.
Behind Peter Reid, the driving force is the chairman, Bob Murray.
We're a business, and our business is to be in the Premier League. And that's what we're attempting to get at, and that's where we're at, and now we've got to attempt to stay there. And that's the whole business document, is to be in the Premier League. It's, you know, if you make crisps, you make a crisp. We make Premier League football. That's our business. And we fully realise that. It's the only place for me to be. I don't want to be anywhere else. I want to be up there and going to these places and being part of it.
But there are dues to pay.
Just hope that they don't go into a Premier League, do very, very well and decide that they don't need their community links, which other clubs have done. I always think that having that link with the community gives them the big fan base that they've got.
Teams like Chelsea and Arsenal, they haven't got the community links that Sunderland have got. And they've lost it. All they talk about is the money and how much it costs to get to the ground and how much a burger costs and stuff like that. And it is important that they maintain the links.
Everyone is catered for at the moment. Yeah. From cradle to grave, literally. Never mind the health service, come to Sunderland, you'll feel better.
Doing well makes the fans feel good, but money-making keeps the shareholders happier. Sunderland could charge maximum prices and pay big money for players and wages. Instead, prices are among the lowest in the Premiership, and season ticket numbers have been limited.
Well, obviously everybody wants to sign a £50 million player, but there's a price that we're prepared to go, and if that price is forcing our supporters out of the game, we'll not have it. I mean, this club was built up on the region. It's a Labour club in a lot of senses. A tremendous tradition, and an area of not high unemployment now, but bad enough, and low average earnings, and we will not take the football off them.
But can Murray win on the pitch, win in the city, and win hearts and minds?
Well, there's a bond here, and whether they like it or not, you know, people, it's where it's going to be, and we know what some clubs are doing, and all that will happen there is the government will put a watchdog on this industry, and if they continue to do what they are doing, some of them, it'll be well deserved.
Thoughts turn to the new season. Sunderland's not got the money of the biggest Premiership teams, but it's rich in fans. The Stadium of Light seats 42,000. Promotion means expansion, but that balancing act between commerce and the community is there again.
We are sitting on a planning approval now to extend it by 6,000. Well, it's a challenge because all these seats are up in the air and high up, but the other side of it is that they are community and well-priced seats, and there's no corporates. So it's an income factor v cost. So it's more difficult than the original stadium, but we built the stadium to extend it, and all things being equal, we'll get on with it.
It all adds to the pressure. Nobody feels that more than the manager.
Mick! 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 Stay on! Keep it tight, stay on! Wouldn't have beat my missus, that. How many seconds?
Hey, better get that one. Oh, she hasn't had a Budweiser then. They'd be out in Everton. Yeah, they'd be out in Everton, wouldn't it, with a Budweiser? Cheers. Oh, boss. Thanks. To be fair to the supporters, because it was a bit flat early in the second half, they've got us at it, and all credit to them. I've got to mention Niall Quinn, because it's one of the best centre-forward displays I've seen for a long, long time.
I laugh now, but the season's 2 months away.
Hello, you all right? Yes.
Expectations are already high. And he's not short of some free advice.
Because he's bought some players cheap, like Phillips, who's proved themselves, but we're going into the big league now. And it's a whole different ball game, so you've got to bring proven quality in.
I mean, I bought one or two, and people say, oh, why don't you buy? Now, if I'd have bought Kevin Phillips for 7 million, maybe people think I was doing my job right. But because I got him for 500 grand, I'm doing something wrong. There's logic somewhere there, and I can't see it.
We've got to put loyalties second. We need professionalism first. And if somebody isn't playing 100% minimum, well, I'm sorry, it's either on the sidelines or out of the door. We want 200%, not 100%.
When we were in the Premiership last time, he should have bought. I mean, there's no doubt he should have bought. Why he didn't buy is anybody's guess. The feeling amongst the fans and the feeling amongst my friends was the more people told him to buy, the less inclined he was to buy.
If certain things happen to players, I'll replace them as soon as I can. Last time, though, it happened so quick last time. It happened too quick. We didn't have that solid base, and it was difficult to bridge that gap. This time, there's that base, there's that strength within the football club that wasn't there last time. I'm not making excuses, because I dropped bollocks left, right and centre. But hopefully I've learned from that. And I think I think I'm a better manager now.
Better or not, a manager's success is often measured by how big he buys. Reed's got a reputation for being careful with cash, and so has his chairman.
4 or 5 years ago, Peter was on his back, didn't spend the money. But the stadium's been a saviour for him. Unbelievable the way things have turned around. Now he's a bit of a hero because we're battled there. But now, make yourself a proper icon and get his dosh spent, I would thought. Big style, 20 million and keep us there. My message to Bob was just get it spent.
I haven't changed. The circumstances have changed. We've fought for years to get the stadium, and the stadium's given everybody a lift. You know, we can attract players that wouldn't have come. Peter has money. Peter has money. It's a moving feast. Money isn't the problem today.
You're prepared to back him financially. You're prepared to make that investment.
Yeah, because that's our business, is to buy and improve the squad all the time and keep the club moving forward.
But for one moment in the summer, the traffic appeared to be going in reverse, out of the club. Martin Scott was a first, along with Melville and Smith.
It's been my life for 5 years now, and for it to be taken away, it's upsetting. I've had a chat to the gaffer. I've told him I don't agree with his decision, but he's got these decisions to make. We haven't fell out. It's a football decision. I still think I can do it in the Premiership. That's my opinion. Obviously, the gaffer's got a different opinion to that. So I'm just sat by the phone waiting.
Managers have to make decisions, and them decisions, when you do it to players who've done well for you, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. And like, I like to think I'm close to my players, and like hugging them, and like seeing in their eyes, you know, disappointments and, you know, emotion. I felt the same, and that's the human side of the game.
Eventually, Bradford City made an offer for Scott, but an old injury showed up on the medical. Martin Scott is still waiting for a move. 5 weeks to go, and the lads are back in training.
Nice game.
Good, Niall.
How you doing?
Good lad.
Yeah.
You missed the summer?
You didn't tell us, all right?
Telling me you won a few quid and didn't tell her.
I didn't win no money at all.
Lee Clark's summer wasn't very good. A photograph of him in a T-shirt with an abusive message to Sunderland fans on it had surfaced on the internet. News of the bombshell broke as the players had lunch.
Published of Lee Clark wearing a Newcastle strip with an offensive slogan on it. In a statement, the club said all sides had agreed his position was untenable. Customs and excise officials have issued a warning after seizing bootleg alcohol, which could cause blindness. 18,000 bottles.
The players took it in their stride.
Frank Skinner, it's on camera as well. Seen Frank Skinner? Frank Skinner. Who's that lad? Off Madonna.
But the club couldn't ignore it.
Is it purely a leftover from the picture of him that was published in a couple of papers at the weekend with a T-shirt depicting a rather crude message towards the people of Sunderland?
Yes. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the whole reason. No other reason.
So, how long a talk have you had with him? Has it been a lengthy one?
I think the world did a lot. I think he's a good footballer, but certain things happen, and you can't get back. And the biggest thing for me is Sunderland fans.
Clark apologised. It was one error committed by a man who felt he had always done his duty by the club.
When I signed, I just promised them I'd give them my best every time I played for them. And, you know, I can look in the mirror every day of my life and say I've done that. You know, every time I've played, I've given my best. Sometimes, you know, the performance-wise, it wasn't a good performance by myself, but, you know, not for the want of effort or commitment on my part.
Clark was bought by Fulham for around £3 million. And other problems clouded their preparations.
Michael Bridges has intimated that he wants to see out his contract and move on. Alan Johnson has turned down a deal that he wanted. We'd agreed, and he said no, he wants to wait a year. So I placed him on a list, and in this moment in time, he won't be considered for the first team.
It was claimed that the relationship between Reid and Bridges had broken down.
We went away in Marbella, and I said, what do you want? Round a table, 9 o'clock in the morning. He told me what I wanted. I said, you've got it. Outside influence of influenced Michael, without a doubt. I mean, Michael Bridges is a smashing lad, smashing player. I wish he was at Sunderland, but he didn't want to be at Sunderland. And if he said that his relationship with me had broken down, well, I've missed it somewhere.
A strong stance, but the Premiership season gets nearer. The fans are starting to worry.
Bridges, bad scene getting rid of him, I think.
I'm just dumbfounded for that one, like, for Johnson. Nowhere. There's not a better left winger in every division, Scotland and all.
It's got to get players, we all know that, surely. Unless he just wants to have a mediocre team.
Bridges went to Leeds for £5 million. No offers have been received for Johnson. He's still with the club. 6 players listed in as many weeks. £8 million in the bank. But hardly a squad ready for the toughest of challenges. The club's old reputation seemed to be returning.
Once upon a time, people just used to pick up the phone and say, send him down, be it Stewart, Watson, Suggett, no matter who it was, just used to go down, and used to always be the same sort of fee, £250,000. And that used to happen. But now, you know, Peter's very keen that the players are here, want to play for Sunderland, want to live in the North East, want the challenge, and he doesn't want any journeyman.
Within a week, Reid had bought £500,000 for Steve Bold from Arsenal. The medical was crucial.
You confident then? About that? I don't know. I could be on the motorway again tonight. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I hope so.
Everything looks fine. We've covered the ankles, the hip joints, both knees and the lumbar spine. He's got some features of mild degenerative disc disease in his lumbar spine, which you'd expect for his age group and his profession. And everything else looks fine.
For his age group, worrying words. Bold's a veteran, at 36, old for the Premiership. Only 32 players out of 600 were aged 35 or older last season, and 10 of them were goalkeepers.
No. I would say maximum age, 32.
Well, you want to get a couple of seasons out of them at least.
Yeah, you want at least a couple of seasons. I would say maximum age of 32. Not 36, I mean, good heavens, they've passed their peak.
I don't feel 36. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to feel 36 anyway, but I feel fine.
And some of the fans seem to be a bit worried about that.
I bet they are, and I can understand. You know, I think if I was in their position, I would too. But all I can do, I can just try my best and stay free of injury. Arsene Wenger wanted me to play on for another year, so you know, I mean, he told me I could play for 2, and I feel fine. Touch wood, I've had no injuries over the last 3 years of any note.
Then the German international Thomas Helmer followed on a free transfer. He's 34.
Short-term replacements, realistically, that's all they can be. Steve Bold's been an excellent player, but he's coming up to 37 and he lacks pace. Thomas Helmer, at 34, might have a couple more seasons in him as he's a defender or midfielder, and he has the benefit of versatility.
Hello? Gaffer. Yeah, I'm just in the middle of doing Deitch's leg, Gaffer. Can I give us 10 minutes? Yeah? Oh. Right, well, Gaffer. He sounds in a good fettle. He sounds in a good fettle.
Top and sure, this guy in Scotswood.
Might be at the end of the season. Call up from Keegan.
When I came, there was already a good team spirit here anyway. But I suppose with the downfall of the playoff final last year, everyone wanted to come back just as much this year to win the title, because it was such a down low in everyone's career. I suppose you ask everyone last year, that was the lowest point in their career.
Team spirit, it's central to how Sunderland works.
We have the bus at 5:30. He's got to go around the corner. And I think we're a couple of hundred of them off.
Where? Who's fucking arranged that? You? Hey.
The stick that flies about. You know, it's frightening at times for anybody that's just watching it. They must think, Christ, how does he handle that? Well, why does he take that? But it's never meant nasty. It's just purely a Mickey taking time. But that's important because it keeps us all laughing and working hard together.
Alex! Are you all right?
New signings, especially if they're big names, can destroy team spirit.
There'll be big players coming, and then there's going to be like, he'll probably have some arguments with the players, because he's going to be putting the new players in to try them out, and then he's going to be bringing the people who position-wise playing there.
That can happen, let's face it. You get a player coming to the club, he's earning big money, and he may be aloof. And I would honestly say, if a player come to this club and acted that way, he'd get his legs chopped from under him. Don't worry about that. And the biggest thing with our manager is he knows what sort of players to bring in.
We don't have any big hitters in terms of prima donnas. We all, as I say, we all get in the boat, we all roll the same way. And everybody that's not rowing the same way goes overboard. Narcombe was an established international, played in World Cups, but he's just one of the lads. You've just seen him here playing with the lads. They just come in and they're one of the lads, and that's the way we like it.
Lee Clark has another meeting with his agent. Read the papers, and it's the agents who are the villains of the piece. Paul Stretford has around 100 players on his books, 5 of them at Sunderland. He sees himself as part of Sunderland's Premiership solutions, rather than the cause of their problems.
You're there as part of a partnership, you know, a triangular partnership, if you like, to ensure that not everything's just left on the contractual table, that people come and deliver from that point forward, fit into the team structure and hopefully being of assistance to Peter rather than a factor that's perhaps works against the environment he's trying to create.
Great little ball, to be fair. Is he fucking sure? Someone's got to come and play a wall pass and all that. Come on, Mick! Hey! Come on, we got 10 to go!
But the Premiership environment can create its own problems.
You're talking 24, 30 highly motivated individuals are all trying to get into 11 places, all being controlled by a management team of a main man and his 2 or 3 assistants, and that's an environment for confrontation. It's the way that that's managed and kept in-house. I think that's the most important.
One of the new signings has seen it all go wrong before.
When I compare it with the situation in Munich, there was always a lot of trouble, a lot of work for not only for the manager, but for the captain and other members of the team. So it was very difficult, and I hope now here we have it a little bit. It's a little bit better.
See, he's fighting all the time. Well done, Paulie.
Richard Cooney is one of the club's die-hard fans.
thought that was the one.
It's my life. After my family and my job, it's everything. So I didn't think I would affect us as much till last year at the playoffs. I was bad for a week, as if my nervous system had just cracked up. Just in that day was just too much.
But for fans like Richard, events away from the game were capturing much of the attention during the summer. He's an engineer with a local brewer, Vaux. At least he was. Vaux had been the club's sponsors for 14 years. Then, the impossible happened. Vaux's parent company, Swallow, announced that the brewery was to close. The club was sticking with Swallow, and its name was to be on the team's shirts. Revolt was in the air.
There's a lot of people, a lot of Vaux workers, season ticket holders, and a lot of my friends, and same as me, just said, my kids are not getting the top, you know, banned. If they swallow on them for what they've done, nowhere. And that's just spread throughout, even the pubs, and people come up to us on the last few days that we're working and saying, I'm not buying one.
An awkward situation was avoided.
What's happened at Vaux has happened. We can't judge a past comment on that, but obviously Swallow have been excellent to us, and they've been sponsors for 14 years and potentially 16 years, and they've been good enough to step aside and let a new sponsor come into the club, which is very good of them.
The Vaux brewery closed in July. The new sponsors were the Reds Vardy Group. Preparations for the Premiership went on. Tommy Porter is one of the club's best-known characters.
We went to Isle of Wight on holidays, actually, and everybody seemed to notice in Isle of Wight. It was unbelievable. I just threw from your passions, you know. And I said, look, I said, I'll give you a good tip. Get your money on Sunderland to win the championship. Really? I said, get your money on. And they were dashing down every week where they were getting paid and putting fivers on, you know.
The pitch is a groundsman's life, and it's the pitch that can help the home team.
Yeah, it's a fast pitch, yeah, and it is big. It's, I better not tell you the size. No, it's 68 metres by 105 metres. I think it'll make a difference to the players. I mean, if you can play the ball, players, you know, good passing, I think it'll suit them brilliant.
But the pitch they'll be playing on won't be Tommy's. He's retiring.
A sad day for you? Oh, very sad. I mean, you're probably hearing my voice now. I'd love to have tried to compete with the top men in the Premier, but it's not to be, so it's just a way of life. You come to it and that's it. You know when it's time to get out. The joints are getting a bit dodgy and, you know. I'll support them till the day I die. No doubt about that.
Seven friendly matches to mould a new team. The squad has to get down to some serious training. But training has changed.
Look, fucking air traffic controller, you've got 10-minute slots. This is the only slot today to have a little laugh and a giggle and a joke. And obviously the games we did last year we ain't going to be able to do because of the change of plan. So we'll have a little bit of a fun. We've done this one before. Oh. Yes, Al! No. Go on, Alan, come out! Wait till it comes in. Yes, dash it off. No problem.
The change of plan included Australian rules football.
I'm from New Zealand. I work for a group, Elite Fitness Management, who have been involved with rugby league and cricket and various other codes, including football.
A fitness conditioning coach, things are changing. Closer attention is being paid to all aspects of the players' fitness, even their lifestyles, prior to playing in the Premier League.
I think everyone knows that footballers are fit guys. What we're trying to do is look at the balance. It's not just about run, it's about, as I say, your strength, your speed, your flexibility, your agility, your power.
I think his arrival's been a culture shock to some of the players. He's got them jumping through ladders to promote agility, and he wanted to have them running around with parachutes strapped to their back, but their training ground at Whitburn is so windy that he realised there was a danger of them being blown away.
Suddenly it's pasta here, pasta there. I mean, we've sort of rabbits at home get fed more than us sometimes now, so it is a big change, but I'd have to say at this stage I feel the benefit of it. First week or two it was a nightmare, but I'm getting used to it now.
Kevin Ball is the longest serving player, a leader both on and off the pitch.
This year's been a difficult year in the sense of the sort of player I am. My job is to break up attacks, give the ball to those that can do things of a different nature.
Ball's style of play is an issue for some fans. He was booked 14 times last season.
He's a good player, him.
Well, you want him to go?
I don't want him. He's getting old. I know. And, like, he's getting too rough now. That's why he's getting booked. Probably why he's always getting yellow cards. And he's getting cautioned all the time.
When it comes along, if there's a ball there to be won, you're never going to change Kevin Ball. That's the way I am is the way I am. The one thing that maybe I've got to do is just be at time, think, well, if I'm not going to quite get there, hold your ground. And, you know, that's something I'll have to do.
This is Ball's testimonial year. Before the first of the summer signings, at 34, he was the oldest member of the team. It's an issue for fans who admire Ball, and yet are prepared to consider anything to stay up.
It's hard to say, but I don't think we've got Kevin Ball for much longer. Yeah. He's winding down, and you can see he's winding down.
Peter's got to change his ideas and let, like, he can't just be loyal to Kevin Ball and know what he thinks of him, and just say you're playing every week.
I wouldn't say the fans are ruthless. I think they see things as the way they are. I mean, they're looking at me. Like I said, I'm coming to what I say, the end, not the end of my career, because I still feel I've got a good few years left in me, the twilight of my career, and they're saying, look, you know, will we bring in somebody of a similar mould to replace him? If there comes a time where I feel I'm not doing myself justice or the club that I play for, then I'll be the first to turn around and hold my hand up. Probably have to someone twist my arm up my back to make me do it, like, because it's a great career, but no, that's, again, life, isn't it?
2 weeks to go, the pre-season friendlies give Reid an opportunity to test the new signings and shape the team.
Well done, lads. You all right, Kev? Anyone got a problem? Oh, some of the passes have been absolutely brilliant. Great passing and movements. Hey, it was with spin and everything, wasn't it?
Everyone's new for me.
I know, yeah. We'll get used to it, Thomas.
We don't try.
Come on, Eric. Come on, boys. Come on, lads. Come on, boys, keep passing. Come on,
Come on now.
Go again. Come on. Fucking enjoy the ball, lads. Come on. Same again, man.
Enjoy the ball, that's a shout.
By the end of last week, they'd played 6, won only 2. But the results quickly became old news when the club announced a record signing. £4 million for the Swedish international, Stefan Schwarz.
Bobby Saxton says no prima donnas at Sunderland.
No, I think it's not at all at football. I think it's not good at all. You have to have good quality players, but who likes to work hard. So that's the best of all.
Schwarz didn't make Ball's testimonial against Sampdoria last Saturday, the last friendly. At least it's supposed to be a friendly.
Are you fucking playing in this fucking game? Because if you don't fucking listen before we go out, you're never going to fucking learn. We've got to get Alex Ray. Got to get Alex Ray in here. It's out for you, Kev. You can pull him away. And there's a, down this side, There's half a pitch. It's so much room to play in. It's fucking frightening. Carlton, come on! This is fucking brilliant play, this. Go on, Carlton! Go on, Carlton! Go on! Go on! Oh.
A good payday for Kevin Ball and the last rehearsal for the team. In 2 days' time, it's all for real against Chelsea.
I'm fairly confident that we'll surprise a few people. You know, we're a good football club and we're a good side.
Just 2 days. The wait for the fans is almost over.
I'll go with Peter Reid. Whatever Peter Reid decides, he has proved last season he knows what he's doing. And I've got faith in that man.
If we just leave it at the 3 that we've bought, I think we're looking at a bottom 6 spot.
I'm not excited at all about the team. I think they'll hold it on. I say that's not good enough for a club of this stature. Not good enough at all.
There's more power in the team. We've got more strength. Well, last time we had strength, but it was like something right this time.
We've got good quality as well.
2 days to go. The stadium, the team and the fans are all prepared. The manager says he's ready and he's confident.
I'm certain we'll be in the Premiership this year. The manager said that last time. Ever the optimist.